Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am the Pink Lady, and today I am talking to the cardinal signs. That is Aries, that is Cancer, that is Libra, and that is Capricorn. And today we are talking about what this new moon in Gemini has in store for you today. Now, thank you so much for tuning in, whether you are a returning viewer or this is your first time watching. Like I said, I am the Pink Lady, and today I am here to give you a reading. Now, I used to do daily readings, and I am still going to post as frequently as I did before, but I wanted to switch things up, and I really wanted to start doing zodiac readings, and I'm going to start grouping them by the modalities. Now, if you do not know what the zodiac modes or zodiac modalities are, I do have a video posted up on my YouTube, so please go check that out. I will leave the link in the description box below, and I will leave the link specifically to the cardinal video below, because if you're watching this video, that means you are a cardinal sign. That means you're either an Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, or Mars. You know, we like to cover the main 6 because that is also what I offer in my birth chart reading. And if you want a little bit more of an explanation on what your main 6 are, feel free to DM me and contact me about personal readings, as well as check out my Etsy account for the direct link to all that. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to DM me at the Pink Lady on Instagram or email me at thepinkladytarot@gmail.com. Also, for any inquiries on personal readings and such. And without further ado, I would like to jump right into the reading. So, today, what I did, I wish you guys could see the cards because there's a lot of cards on the table. Okay, cardinal signs, let's talk. First, I'm going to go over the collective message of, as a whole, what this new moon in Gemini has to offer all of the cardinal signs, and then I will go down and break into specifically what Aries needs from this new moon in Gemini, which Cancer needs, what Libra needs, and what Capricorn needs. And I will be leaving timestamps in the description box below in case you do not want to watch the collective message and you want to skip right to your sign. Feel free to do that, but I highly encourage you to stay tuned because this is the overall message that we have in store for today. And speaking of the message for today, I want to jump in with the affirmation. I want to start off with the affirmation, and our affirmation is worthiness. Cardinal signs, you are so worthy. It says, I feel worthy and have very special talents that will help me to achieve my dreams. I feel worthy and have very special talents that will help me to achieve my dreams. I feel worthy. Say it with me. I feel worthy and have very special talents that will help me to achieve my dreams. Now, with this affirmation alone, I feel like this new moon in Gemini is really giving us the power. And the reason why I say that is because for my psychic tarot, the deck, the power card came out. This also signifies the strength card, but I really feel like this new moon in Gemini is showing us the power of our worth, the power that we can give ourselves when we believe, and not only just believe in ourselves in a corny Hallmark way, but when we are able to fully embrace all aspects of ourselves. When I meditate, Spirit is telling me to tell you guys this, but when I meditate, I cast a circle of protection around me, and I invite my higher self as well as my shadow into the circle, because it kind of reminds me of the King of Wands energy, not King of Wands, Queen of Wands energy. She has a black cat sitting on her throne with her because she is a queen who is unapologetic and unafraid of who and what she is. Therefore, she has a complete representation of her subconscious, which is what the black cat represents, on her throne with her, which is the most powerful state she can be at. Do you feel me? So it's like, and in essence, to really embrace your power, especially that fire power, that power that cannot be extinguished. You have to accept all parts of yourself so that nothing is a surprise to you, and no aspect of yourself can defeat you because you know it and you love it. And that's what I think about when I think about this power card, because if you guys can see, it is a man, half lion, half man, and it really reminds me of duality, the nature of duality, but also how human beings, we are animals. We have certain instinctual, guttural knowings about people, about places, about certain situations in our life. And another reason why I am bringing up instinctual knowing is because the card that came out for the new moon in Gemini that connects all the cardinal signs, I asked for what is the common thread for all of the cardinal signs this new moon in Gemini, and the High Priestess came out. Look at this. The High Priestess. The High Priestess represents intuition. The affirmation for her card in the book is, I offer up the mysteries of life. That is what she does. It says, trust your intuition, listen to your inner guides, understand yourself better. Listen to the music of the universe, allow creative ideas to germinate. So I also feel like what this new moon in Gemini has to offer us cardinal signs, because I am a cardinal rising and a cardinal Venus, okay? So we are in this group together. But what we are being offered this new moon in Gemini is, I really feel like a new gust of energy, a new burst of energy. Gemini is all about communication. So I also feel like what burst of communication you're getting is the communication between both sides of yourself. Like I said, when I meditate, I invite my higher self and my shadow into the circle because I am comfortable sitting in my wholeness. I understand that I, just as much as I want to lean into the idea of the higher self and love, light, and peace and all of that jazz, the thing that connects my higher self to me is my shadow. The thing that connects me to my higher self is my shadow. Because that is the place where the higher self learned the most from. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. And I feel like that is the energy that this new moon in Gemini is giving the cardinal signs. And the reason why I say that is the card Nimyas came out in my yogic oracle deck, and what I love about this is it literally looks like the High Priestess card with a light at the end of the tunnel, or a light in the back. So I feel like there's this, it reminded me of that scene in okay, Spirit with the channel messages, it reminded me of that scene in The Incredibles, the first one, when they were hiding in the tunnel when Mrs. Incredible went to go find Mr. Incredible, and they were in that tunnel of the rocket, and they saw a light up ahead, and they were like, damn, what is that? And it was getting closer, and it was getting closer, and they were like, oh damn, what is that? We about to get blasted. So I feel like cardinal signs, we're about to get blasted with a gust of energy, with a gust of momentum, with a gust of power. And I think what this power is going to be igniting within us is our own idea of our own personal worth. But I feel like the value that we're going to start seeing on ourselves is not necessarily going to be external. We are going to start trusting our inner guide, our inner map, that inner high priestess that we all can embody, that inner high priestess that we all have within us, to help us guide the way, that part of us that doesn't need to counsel anyone else other than ourselves. I feel like that is definitely being grown and nurtured during this time. Now I want to read you guys what this card actually says during the yogic tarot. So let's look at this. It says, laws of personal observance. You are beginning to reap the rewards of the inner transformational work you have done. This is just the beginning of a lifelong practice of personal observance. Let me learn how to speak. Tune into what your soul needs at this moment. Are there toxins in your body that need sasa, purity? Are you experiencing contentment, santosa, for all the blessings you have been given? Are you using your tapas, discipline energy to take you toward your dharma, divine purpose? Continue the practice of savasana, self-study. There is always more that you'll find when you open up to the pathway of your true spirit. And that's what I feel like this new moon in Gemini is giving us, cardinal signs. Take some extra time for yourself each day to practice the celebration of and contemplation of spirit. I really feel like this new moon in Gemini is has a lot of us feeling a lot okay? And the reason why I say that is because the angel, God, and goddess card that came out for the cardinal signs, for all of the cardinal signs, was the god of indulgence. It says, it's all right, stop beating yourself up. A little indulgence and balance is healthy. And this whole idea of balance, keeps coming up. So cardinal signs, what do you feel like you are balancing? What do you feel like the universe is asking you to balance? What two options in your life have you been presented that you feel like you have to make a choice on? Maybe it's not about choice. Maybe it's about how you exert your power. Maybe it's about how you can come to understand a new form of power in your life. Maybe it's about you taking time to really look at yourself and understand that you are absolutely worthy enough to embrace every aspect of your life, every opportunity in your life, every thing in your life. You can embrace it because it is yours. You do not have to shy away from that. You have the power to do so. So before this video gets too long, I want to jump right into the individual cards that I have pulled for each of the cardinal signs, and I'm going to start off with the first cardinal sign, you know, the first one out the gate, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Aries. Now I am using my karma cards, and this is yours. I just wanted to show you. It doesn't really necessarily have anything to do other than I just wanted to have something that grounded me in you guys' energy, and that card definitely does. So I want to first talk about what archetype you guys are going to be embodying during the new moon, or what energy is going to be present for you to tap in during this new moon. So the card that my beautiful, beautiful Aries cardinal sign, you know, my cardinal fire, my fire starters, you know, have an Aries Venus. So hey y'all, but we have the Alchemist. It says transform, okay, English, transformation of base motives and goals into wisdom. That's a light attribute. And the shadow attribute is misuse of power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. Alchemist, my Aries babies. So this new moon could be a good time for any of my, you know, people who actually involve themselves into witchcraft. If you're an Aries and you're watching this, I feel like this would definitely be a good time to mix and master with your hands. Use your hands and your magic. And I'm also seeing water is going to be very important during this new moon in Gemini. Yeah. So try to figure out, I know water is the opposite element to Aries. Sometimes when people say water and fire mix together, it creates steam, and that's why it creates like an illusion. And some people say that water and fire don't mix well, but I embody water and fire. And even though I can be chaotic, honey, water and fire is a great combination once you master it. Okay, and that's what alchemy is all about. So I feel like there's going to be needing some form of balance. I see the idea of like temperance, and it says transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So if there's anything in your life that you feel like has been coming up time and time again, that you feel like you have learned consistently over and over again since you were a kid, maybe it is time for you to start sharing that wisdom with other people, or start using that wisdom in some sort of way. I don't know, maybe there's something that you, because it says transform base motives and knowledge into golden wisdom. So what do you feel like are things that you feel like you inherently know, beautiful Aries? But without further ado, I want to jump right into the actual tarot cards that I got. So this portion of the reading isn't too long. I'm trying to see how I like the timing of this. If you're fucking with the reading so far, please comment down below. Let me know. Seriously, I love to talk to you guys. It brightens my day. Okay, please let me know what you thinking. Okay, my Aries. Okay, I have an Aries stellium, so show out for me, show out for us. This is for us. And speaking of us, let's talk about your cards. You see this? Do you see this? Well, technically it came out like this, and I even love the way this looks because the knight is going into the sun card, to the sun, baby. This is what the divine has to tell you. This is the divine message of the new moon in Gemini. Now, what I see is the Knight of Swords rushing into the sun. Now, when this came out, when I look at it, it technically looks like the Knight of Swords is going away from the sun, but I like the way it looks to you guys more, because I feel like it makes more sense. Now, if you look at the Knight of Swords, this is the vice versa deck, so it does have two sides, and this is the side that did not come out. And I think it's very interesting that it came out, and both of the cards are darker, because we are talking about the new moon, and the new moon is darker inner, or not darker energy, but the moon is literally dark, you know. Okay, so with the Knight of Swords, you guys could be getting some sort of message within the next 3 days. You guys could be getting some sort of message within the next 5 to 10 days. 5 days message, then the next 5 days, I don't know. But that's just a little intuitive hunch that probably is going to apply to like one person. But I feel like with the Knight of Swords here with the Sun, if you see on the Knight of Swords card, he is following some birds. So also Aries, let me see if I can get this to focus. Okay, he is following some birds. So it looks like the birds are showing him the way out of the storm, the way out of the clouds. You know, they're showing him a way towards where the break of light is, where the sun is shining, but it's not shining yet. And I feel like, especially with the sun here and the little boy petting it, it's like the sun is setting. So that means, like, I see it as like the kid is coming out here to just find comfort in his pet, and they're waiting for the sun to rise again. It's kind of like, I feel like, Aries, the message new moon in Gemini has to give you is that just as quickly as night comes, so does a morning, if you give it time. But also understand that everything does require an essence of timing. So if there's any situations in your life where you feel like you are rushing straight into something, or you are rushing straight out of something, take a look at how you can better nurture that situation. And the reason why I say that is because the challenge that you guys have is the Knight of Cups. What is challenging you during this new moon in Gemini is the Knight of Cups, or the Page of Cups, sorry. The Page of Cups. You have the Knight of Wands, you have the Sun card, and what is challenging you is the Page of Cups. So what is challenging during this time right now is you guys wanting to sit down and focus on what actually makes you feel. You're so worried about action and going and making sure your future is bright. I feel like there may be a little bit of the heart that is missing. So I really say take a look at, because if you can see, it's a pig flying in the corner. So take a look at, you know, any things in your life that you just really feel like could never happen. Oh, that would happen when pigs fly. Well, pig is flying. Spirit is saying pigs are motherfucking flying. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue to sit here and look confused about what you want to do? You're going to sit here and continue to look at the cup like you don't know what to do with love when you know you do? With love, you don't have to do much. You just have to trust it. You have to trust your heart. And I feel like maybe, Aries, that is what you guys are having a challenge with, because you would rather trust what you feel like is right. But how can you know the truth if it's not grounded in what you believe and what you love? And I feel like that's why the Sun card is here. It's here to remind you that, like I said in the beginning, just as fast as night comes, morning does too. It's just right on the other side, Aries. The romance card that came out for you guys was give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And if you watched the beginning of this with the channeled message, I really feel like the partnership, the main partnership you need to be focusing on is the partnership within yourself. Take a look at your higher self. Take a look at your shadow. Work on that partnership. Take a look at the divine masculine and feminine within you. Work on that partnership, because the partnerships externally in your life are only manifestations of what's going on inside. So if you are actually in some sort of romantic relationship, if you're trying to rekindle something, if you're trying to attract somebody, work on ways that you can do that internally and then reflect that outwards. And I promise you it will manifest faster than any wish, any candle you could blow out, anything. Because you are a vibrational match for what you're asking for. Okay. With that being said, Aries, I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching. And now let's jump in to Cancer. My Cancer, my Cancer, my Cancers, my water baby, my Cancer crabs, my little baby crabs, my Cancers. I am a Cancer rising. Cancer rising. So let's jump right the freak in. I'm gonna get this card real quick. Alrighty. So you guys, how are you doing, my beautiful Cancers? I hope all is well. I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really am so grateful. I've been waking up feeling so so freaking grateful lately, and I don't know what it is, but I'm not mad at it. I'm very at peace with just where I'm at right now, and I really feel like a lot of Cancers may be feeling so too, because the archetype card that you guys got for what this new moon, what energy is going to be available to you to tap into during this new moon is the Mystic. Mystic. Hey Cancers, let's get magical, baby. We are connected. We are in tune with the divine. It says the light attribute for this, it revels in intimate union with the divine. Intimate. Lonnie Intuitive said, she said this quote. She literally said, it's typed in my phone, but it was something like, of course I sit with God on the regular. Of course I'm doing good, or of course I should be growing. Of course I should change. I talk to God every day. So Cancers, come on, Miss Intimate Divine Connection. Come on, we're close with God. For lifers, okay? That's what this Mystic card represents. But the shadow attribute for this is a delusional rapport with the divine. So just, watch that. Make sure that not only are you as confident in your connection with the divine and God and all of that, but make sure you're actually doing the necessary things that the divine requires of you to maintain that connection. Because if you're not, and you're walking around like, I got it, that's not gonna work. Divine had to check my ass. They were like, so you want to do all these readings? You want to do this? You want to that? You want to do Why aren't you journaling every day? Why aren't you meditating? What kind of foods are you eating? What kind of people are you around? What kind of music are you listening to? I was like, oh, back up, pimping. Back up. This not about me. This about the people. And it was like, nope. It's about you, baby. I had to sit my ass down. I had to start meditating again. Okay? Start acting like I know who I am and who I talk to. Because I talk to people in high places. Okay. Let me jump right into the reading, Cancers. I love you so much. So, let's talk about the first two tarot cards that have come out for y'all. Okay, so the first two cards that we got is the Six of Cups with the Hermit. Six of Cups with the Hermit. Now, this immediately reminded me of Tangled. Now that I see you. The Light song. I can't remember the lyrics. I feel like it has a message in it. Let me see if I can remember it. Fuck it. I'm gonna find the song. Hold on. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted, and at last I see the light, and it's warm. Okay, anyways. And at last I see the light. Okay, basically is what I am trying to say, Cancers. If you can see, there's just a lot of lanterns, a lot of lit things here. And we have the Six of Cups with the Hermit. Now, the Six of Cups is all about nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. It literally represents past life, past feelings. It represents, it also reminds me of that idea of people that make you feel like you used to when you were younger, people that trigger certain feelings or emotions in you that you used to feel when you were younger. And especially with the Hermit here, I feel like this depiction of the Six of Cups is interesting though, because this is the back. These are the backs of the two cards. I also feel like by the time the full moon comes around, whatever, if you've been working on any like mystic stuff, full moon, you'll start to see the sproutings of it. But this is the opposite side of it, and this is like the more traditional aspect of the Six of Cups, talking about, relationships. It always reminds me of like past life love, especially since it is cups, so we're talking about emotions, but on this side, it's like the man looking disapprovingly down at the Six of Cups. Like, let's see if I can get this to focus. But yeah, he's looking a little annoyed, and it's like, bruh, what more do you want from me? But I also feel like let's talk about, I want to bring in your challenge, because I feel like your challenge has a lot to do with the context of these two cards. Now, the challenge that you guys are being faced with during this new moon in Gemini is the Two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords is all about choice. It is all about blind faith, making a choice out of blind faith, because as you can see, she's literally blindfolded. And most of the time, the Two of Swords, the woman is blindfolded or her eyes are closed. Now, she does have two birds around her, and so that could represent, you guys could have two spirit guides or two ancestors that are around you that are heavily protecting you, because it may look like they are attacking her, but what they actually are doing are they are pulling the strings off of her. Now, this woman, if you know this whole deck, she looks like the woman in the Eight of Swords. So I feel like they are helping her out of her own trap, or they are trying to guide her down some sort of path so she can make some sort of decision. Because if you can see behind her, there's nothing around her, there's nothing to see. So it's like her eyes are blindfolded, but even if they were open, would she need them? Or does walking in blind faith, is that really an asset? Because is there really nothing around you to see in the first place? So I also feel like there could be a lot of distractions around you right now, but your spirit guides are really trying their best to keep you on task. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like with the Two of Swords here, if you can see, she's looking towards the Hermit, or looking in the way of the Hermit, and the Hermit is all about introspection. The Hermit is about the difference between loneliness, feeling alone, and what's it called, like, I was gonna say isolation, but just like, you know, being by yourself. It's the difference between choosing to sit with yourself and feeling like you have no other choice than to do so. And I also feel like during this time, you guys could be presented with two options: either to involve yourself in some sort of love type relationship that reminds you a lot of maybe what you feel like you have wanted in the past, or reminds you a lot of maybe some things that you have wanted in the past, or reminds you a lot of maybe even past lovers. So you have an option or opportunity to get involved with that, but you also have an opportunity or option to get involved with yourself, to start to study your own craft and start to focus on your own inner light, your own inner guidance, and start to figure out what you have to bring birth into this life, because we do have an egg here, and eggs just always represent fertility to me. And with the Hermit here, the Hermit is about ultimate wisdom. So with the Hermit card, you always will gain some form or morsel of knowledge. So I feel like Cancers, this Gemini new moon really has a lot in store for you as far as what you're going to learn about yourself, particularly around love, relationships, and feelings of the past. I also feel like you could be, this is probably for one or two people, but you could be dealing with some issues in the past involving an older man. This could either be your father, your grandfather, or someone that you were romantically involved with. But I also feel like you're dealing with issues of dominance and stuff like that, because like I said, this man is looking down on. So I also feel like maybe you're just working on, because if the Two of Swords is challenging you, maybe you have indecision on what to do. Maybe you're afraid to make some sort of choice without someone's say so, and you're afraid to trust your own inner guidance. But this new moon in Gemini is really here to show you, because like I said earlier, if you caught the general message, we are worthy, Cancers. We are worthy. Your inner guidance is worthy. I promise you, you can trust it. I know it hurts when it led you into situations that you feel like were not in your highest and greatest good, but I promise you, even though I don't know what they are exactly, I know everything does happen for a reason. And you cannot allow certain situations that may have hurt your heart to hurt you. You are not your wound, you are wounded. I forgot who said that, but if I can remember, I will tag them, because that really hit home to me. I am not my wound. I can be wounded though. And I feel like with this new moon in Gemini is here to give you a new vitality and a new rejuvenation to your wounds, to show you how separate you really are from those two things. You are not your wound. Stop acting like it, Cancers. We are better than that. So the relationship card that we got is the Make the Effort. It says, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. For this great love to come in your life, you may need to spend some time alone. And you know that because the Hermit card is here. You know. But the Hermit has to be a choice. It can't be forced. It has to be a choice. So Cancer, what choice are you guys going to be making during this new moon in Gemini? Because you are involved with an intimate relationship with the divine. The veil is so thin. You have so much access to divine knowledge, to divine energy, to divine power, to divine love. What are you going to do with it? Spirit wants to know. I want to know. Let me know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to jump right in to Libra. Hello. Hello, my beautiful Libras. Hello. Hello, my beautiful Libras. Hello. Okay. So let's jump right in. Libra, Libra, Libra. It says... Oh, I'm just looking at your cards, sorry. But this is the Libra card. Oop. And the archetype energy that is going to be available to you during the new moon in Gemini is the engineer. What we making? What we doing? What we tinkering on, Libras? Mr. Scale Balancer, Mrs. Judgment. I mean, not judgment, justice. Okay, let's read. It says the light attributes for the engineer are the ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Libra, I love that for y'all. It says talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. I love this card for my Libras. Shadow attribute is reliance on mechanistic solutions. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Without regard for emotional consequences. Okay, Libra, so already you guys are going to be tapping into the energy, or you have the ability to tap into the energy of the engineer. Now, the engineer is here to show you the possibilities of life, what can truly be created when you blend creativity with practicality. I feel like even during this time, a lot of Libras could be coming up with a lot of ideas, creative endeavors that are not only creative and artistic in expression, but are things that people actually need. So if there's been anything, any business in endeavors, any ideas that you guys have wanted to start, do that shit. This is the time to do it, clearly, because you guys are the engineers of this time period, and we need people that are dedicated to not only doing creative things, but doing things that we all need. Because right now, I feel like if anything, we are all being shown how much we really need and how much we can give and offer each other. And it looks like his lips are in the shape of a heart. I don't know if I'm tripping, but it's like kiss with love. And it also talked about talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So yeah, I even see if there's any Libras watching this that have any ideas for apps or ways to combat what's going on in the world right now, speak that, you know. But also don't feel like you can't get it done because you don't have the technology to do so. Figure out a way to do it. Figure out a way to start to do something, because this new moon in Gemini is giving us, you know, a way to plant some seeds. So what can you do right now? Even if you feel like you can't do it all, then what can you do right now then? What can you do right now? What can you create right now that can give you a little bit of joy? What can you do right now? And with that being said, I'm going to take a look at the two first tarot cards that popped out from the vice versa deck. And you got the 8 of Cups with the 2 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. This is the front. This is the back. So let's talk about that 8 of Pentacles. And you guys know it's this. It was like this. The 8 of Pentacles. I mean, the 8 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like with the 8 of Cups, you guys are walking away from broken things, broken relationships, broken homes, broken households, broken people, broken parts of yourself. And if you watch the collective message, if there's any parts of yourself that you feel like are broken, don't abandon them. Walk away from blaming yourself. Walk away from anger, walk away from the sadness, but don't walk away and compartmentalize that part of yourself, because you need that. Like I said, this balance is necessary, but I also feel like you don't have to balance the broken things in your life. You do not have to be the balancer for all the fucked up shit that is going on around you. Let that obligation go that you need to be Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It-All. Because you don't. You need to be Mr. and Mrs. Insert your name. That's who you need to be. That's what you need to do. But I also feel like you need to walk away from, maybe my Libras have been feeling a little secret, because I feel like it's like secretly, because he's cloaked all black and his back is turned, you know? So it's not like he's rejoicing and walking away from these 8 of Cups. And the sun and the moon is here, so it reminds me of eclipse. So I know we have some eclipses coming up, so eclipse season can be very transformative for you, so keep that in mind, my Libras. And if you want more information on that, comment down below and let me know, and I would love to make another video explaining to you on what is going to be coming up in the near future, the very near future. And I don't know how that could best be serving you, or what you can learn from these eclipse seasons that are about to come, because I definitely feel like with the sun and the moon here, especially on this card, it is speaking to that. But I feel like my beautiful Libra babies, maybe you are feeling a little overwhelmed by your emotions lately, and this might be something that you are keeping secret, because if you can see, it's a difference between day and night. Now if that is the truth, I definitely say look at that, and Spirit is asking you to figure out a way how to balance your emotions and not maybe completely walk away from yourself. Maybe find some sort of way to sit, not in the feelings and wallow, but sit with whatever is making you even feel like you have to abandon a part of yourself in order to function. I don't think that's necessarily healthy, and especially with the engineer, it said reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. So maybe you are in a situation where it's like you're running on autopilot, and Spirit is asking you, hey, pay attention to how you feel and balance that shit. Because what is your biggest challenge for this new moon in Gemini is the 5 of Pentacles. Now the 5 of Pentacles is all about feeling abandoned. It's all about being left out in the cold, or feeling left behind, feeling isolated, feeling neglected. That is what the 5 of Pentacles is about. But if you look, she has the key and the door right there. So does she not feel strong enough to pick up the key? Is this feel like it's not the right key? Has she given up on even getting on the other side of the door? Did she lock herself in the house? Is it inside the house? I have no idea. You tell me. But with the 2 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles here, the thing that is missing in between the two would be the 3 of Pentacles, working together, working with the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity, or also maybe working with 2 other people in your life, or working with other people in your life in general. Could be something that this new moon in Gemini is really trying to show you, because you guys are all about relationships. It says it right here. And beauty. And doing it with partners. So just, oh my God, Libra, you don't have to do it alone. Stop feeling like you have to do it alone because of the things that you have been telling yourself in your head, and the situations that you have experienced in the past. And, you know, the way you might get triggered. Address what's triggering you. Address your past. And talk to people that you love, because in all of these cards, it's one person. But Libra is about balance. It's about relationships. This whole reading has been about balance. If you go back to the main message, or even if you watch the other two, everyone's having this sort of balancing act, you know? And I feel like what you guys are balancing is you are trying to balance the way that you interact with yourself and the way that you interact with the world, because I feel like you may be disappointed every single time you interact with other people, and you feel like that it's pointless, and you feel like that you can only deal with or you only encounter disappointment, and you have to juggle disappointment or being alone, and you don't. That's not true, Libra. That's not true. Because the angel, I'm sorry, that message really, that was definitely a channeling. But whatever this love card is, I literally can't think of the name of the card, guys. But it says passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is the only card with 2 people in it. And like I said, if we're talking about balancing act, and if you watch the beginning of the reading for the collective message, what you really should be balancing is your own divine masculine and feminine, your shadow and your higher self. But I also feel like this is balancing, you know, relating to other people and allowing yourself to be passionate and lighthearted and indulging in certain things that make you feel good. The God of indulgence was here. So just do that shit because it feels good. Drink that cup of wine because that shit is delicious. Roll that joint because that shit makes you feel good. Damn it. Text that nigga back because he fucking cute. Like that girl picture because you know she bad. What's up, Libras? I love y'all. I hope that makes sense. If it did, please let me know in the comment section down below. And without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the last and final cardinal sign for this new moon reading, this new moon in Gemini reading, and that is my Cappies, my Capricorns, my Cappies, my Capricorns, my Cappies, the goats, my Capricorns, my Cappies, my Capricorns. Thank you. Capricorns love their goals, do they not? So first, let's talk about what archetype energy is available to you during this time period that you could tap into, you know, during this new moon in Gemini. You guys got the Hermit. So, who is this? Cancer got the Hermit, so you could have Cancer in your chart. You could be dealing with the Cancer. I don't know. But it says, the light attributes for the Hermit is seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. The shadow attributes for this is withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. Now, if I'm looking at this man is huge in this house. It's a whole house and he fills up the whole house. And it looks like his sacral or solar is shining orange. And it lights the whole house. He is the light of the house. He lights his own home. So I also feel like, ooh, Capricorns. I feel like, you know, since we are just spending a lot more time home, I feel like maybe you have been finding just a lot of peace and being able to be home because you can be your most authentic self and you feel like you can shine. And if that's not something that you feel like you can do, I feel like that's something that you are trying to prioritize and put yourself in a position to be able to do so that you can express yourself. Because I feel like Capricorns during this time, this new moon in Gemini, the energy of the Hermit is here, but like I was saying this in the Cancer reading, the Hermit energy is not about loneliness. It's about solitude, and it's a choice. It's on purpose. So I feel like you guys are in this Hermit mode because you know, oh shit, I have some shit to do. Some shit is coming. Damn. Okay, so let's look at your two tarot cards. The two tarot cards that you got, alrighty, is the King of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Very similar energy. This is the front, this is the side that came out, and this is the back. Now, a lot of these cards just in this general whole reading have been dark, so I feel like this definitely is alluding to this new moon energy. Look at these two cards. Look at you guys, this energy, Capricorns. Let me stop because I know you guys can be anal. I want this to be focused. I want you guys to be able to see this, and that is it. Okie dokie. So, here you are, King of Pentacles. So you're mastering your own energy, and especially with the Emperor here, you are definitely mastering your own energy. I feel like you guys are so focused on your bag. You guys are focused on your pleasure, and I feel like nothing satisfies a Capricorn more than stability and power and respect. And what does that really boil down to in this reality? Money. Money. So you guys are focused on your bag, and I feel like in this Hermit state, that is definitely something positive, but just don't get too caught up in that. Like I said, the God of indulgence is here, so you know, balance. Don't lean in so far into this energy to where you become a dictator to the people around you and in your household, or a dictator of your own life. You know what I'm saying? Allow yourself to have some fun, Capricorns. Please, for all of us, so we can all have some fun. Because when the Capricorn is having a good time, then every fucking body else can. But when the Capricorn isn't having a good time, then oh my God, there's a problem in the house. The Capricorn is mad. Am I wrong? it's something about... Yeah, you guys are feeling really good, or you're going to step into some energy of feeling good, and I love to see it. I feel like you guys are going to be eating good. I feel like maybe you guys have been wanting to eat more things that come from the earth. If you haven't been wanting to eat a lot of meats, I definitely see that. I see a priority on vegetables and fruits and just stuff like that, so that's dope. I also feel like you guys could be working on yourself physically. You guys could be working out. I just feel like you guys are spending a lot of time on yourself. There is nobody else in these cards but you. And the Hermit card popped out. So what's really good, Capricorns? You're focusing on your goals. You're focusing on the day-to-day reality. And you're using the most business-like way to do it. So if that's not Emperor and King of Pentacles, I don't know what is. But the energy that is challenging you is the Knight of Wands. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. I don't know why that song just came with this card, but life is a highway and you want to ride it all night long. So want to ride it all night long. Okay, Capricorns, stop it. So this is not the 18 and up reading. If you want to see that, go to my channel and watch that. Okay, Capricorns, I always be trying to slip some little nasty shit in. No, that was not an innuendo. Okay, so Knight of Wands, I feel like if this is your challenge, like I said, loosen the fuck up so everyone else can have fun, so you can have fun. Let your hair down. You know, everything doesn't have to be so serious. We get it. You have a plan. You're the master. You're getting shit done. Focusing on your bag. You the ruler of your own reality. You control. Yeah, we get it. Okay, can you breathe? Dance a little, shake your body, pet your cat, pet your dog, have fun with your animals, you know? And I feel like there's a pearl of wisdom that you're going to be indulging in, because there was a spot in the middle of this fire, but it looked like a pearl to me, so we're rocking with that. But if the Knight of Wands is challenging the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, I just feel like, you know, you guys... Sorry, you guys, my Capricorn moon mother called me while I was in the middle of the Capricorn reading. So I'm going to take that as a sign that we are on point with the message, basically. But before, the only thing that I had left to talk to you guys about was your love card for this new moon in Gemini. And you guys got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So I feel like if you guys are involved in any romantic endeavors, y'all know y'all are too focused on yourself to be involved with anybody else. So stop playing with their emotions. Stop leading them on and tell them the truth. That, hey, I really like you. I think you're cool and all that. It has nothing to do with you, but I promised myself this time to myself, and I'm not going to compromise that for anyone, no matter how cute you are. Okay? No matter how perky your titties are. No matter how big your dick is. Okay? I'm not gonna do it because there's just not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So and I also feel like maybe that's why you're being challenged by the Knight of Wands, because maybe you feel bad, or maybe you're feeling some type of way because there is this spark missing in some of your relationships. And this could be both romantic and platonic, or either or, you know, whatever. This is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. But I feel like with unrequited love here, I mean, come on, Capricorns. What more do I have to say? You know what to do. You're focused on yourself. If you want to keep focusing on yourself, do that. You're going to keep doing it because the Emperor and the King of Pentacles is here, and all they know is what they know. And that is very Capricorn energy. All I know is looking forward. I am not looking my head bobbing to the side. I am not allowing myself to get distracted by this love shit. I am not, because I am the Hermit, and you will not distract me from my purpose. because I feel like Capricorns, you guys are truly understanding your purpose. The King of Pentacles and the Emperor is here because they have land to rule over. They have people that are responsible for them. They have obligations. They have duties. They have things that they want to accomplish. They have things that they want to accomplish for other people. They have gratitude to pay back. They have shit to do. Okay? So let's do that. But make sure you're balancing. Don't lean so heavy into your work that everything else is shut off. Don't trap yourself in a little house. Looks very uncomfortable. I love you guys, Cappies. Okay? I love you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. And leave down something in the comment section below about what you thought was the thing that resonated the most with you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. And thank you so much, my beautiful cardinal signs, for tuning in. I will start doing more readings like this more often. Let me know if you like the way this went. Let me know if you didn't. I'll appreciate that too. You know, I just really would love you guys' feedback because I love talking to you guys. You guys really make my day. And I do this for y'all for real. Like, I do this for me, but I do this for us. For y'all, for me, for everybody. Everybody watching, I love you. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Night. Whatever. Happy new moon in Gemini. From the Gemini moon. Okay. Bye. Baby, call me stupid girl.